Ooh, ooh. Big fish-ish. Y'all know what it is. We're back. We got an OG Big Fish living legend. I know it's been a few days. Was out in Super Bowl. Didn't jump on and share, the living legends with y'all. But to make up for it, we have somebody who definitely catapulted a lot of our community when it came to standing up for things that we saw within our community that weren't being done right and how we were being treated. Now, this brother, he took the ultimate stand. And why I say he took the ultimate stand is because with anything, to accomplish anything, we always have to question what we're willing to sacrifice in order to get a desired outcome. So when we want change, the greater the powers that be that we're pushing for change against or to get to change, it's going to require a greater amount of sacrifice. So, who am I talking about? I'm talking about Colin Kaepernick. All right, King Cap, and it's funny. It's only been a few years, or actually, it's been longer than a few years, but it's almost like one of those things out of sight, out of mind. Where Colin Kaepernick's name isn't being brought up, his movement isn't being brought up. People are still fighting for the same things. And let me actually be very clear when it comes to Colin Kaepernick before I go any further. Regardless of whether you agreed with him or not, whether you agreed with the way he went about taking a stance, all of those things, in a lot of ways, it's irrelevant. There should still be a certain level of respect there. When you have somebody that's willing to stand on something that you can tell that they truly believe is in their heart, that they feel is the right thing to do, it's necessary. When they are willing to sacrifice everything, there has to be a certain level of respect there. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, well, he did that while he wasn't starting, or he wanted to be a martyr and all these other things. Let me be very clear. People that make it to the NFL do not make it to the NFL by accident. In most cases, this is a sport that you've invested more time, effort, and energy in than anything else, than any other area of your life. It's something that you've been committed to longer and have had a stronger commitment than any other thing in a lot of ways than we've had in life. These are the type of people that make it to the NFL. These are the type of people that when you grow to a certain percentage to where you are the best of the best in the world, this is something that you are truly passionate about. You have to be. You have to be in order to make it to that level. So when people try to push the narrative like, oh, he wanted to be a martyr, no. Colin Kaepernick wanted to play football. Colin Kaepernick was making a lot of money playing football. Colin Kaepernick was making a lot of money playing football for things outside of football, just based on who he was as a quarterback and the things that he had already accomplished in his career. So we need to remove the narrative that he wanted out, because what it does is it's disrespectful and disingenuous to the actual sacrifice that he made. Sacrifices that no other player in the NFL would make, sacrifices that no other average person would make when it came to their job. The willingness to say, you know what, if this doesn't work out, I'm cool. I may never get to play again. And think about it, with your current job, you probably don't even like it. You have no real commitment to it. In most cases, you're probably looking for something better. The NFL is the pinnacle when it comes to football. It's the pinnacle when it comes to sports in general. Let's be real. So when we're talking about Colin Kaepernick and what he was willing to sacrifice in order to take a stand and to bring awareness to the mistreatment of our people in a certain way, how can you not respect that? How could you not, even if you weren't on his particular side as far as, you agreed on the way he went about his stance, knock it off. Knock it off. This man sacrificed everything. And I hesitate to say everything. I won't say everything, but he sacrificed everything as it would appeal to a lot of people for the greater cause. So that's why I can't say he sacrificed everything. He sacrificed something that um, probably was everything to him at one point, or was a lot of who he was at one point. But then, as he realized that there was a greater calling and a greater purpose and something that needed his attention that he could shine a light on, being and use his platform, being in his position to do so, he took a stand. He took a stand, and it cost him his entire career. Never played, hasn't played another snap, hasn't been signed, all of these different things, stayed in shape. You had NFL scouts saying that he's definitely, an NFL quarterback. No team picked him up. No team took a chance on him. They were picking up players that hadn't been in the league for years, that had not even close to the accolades that he had and the accomplishments that he had. He gave all that up. So he's committed to the cause. And we appreciate you, Kaep. We appreciate your Know Your Rights camp, all the things that you do to bring awareness. And we appreciate the fact that you understood that this is bigger than just you. This is bigger than just you. And a lot of people criticized him because he didn't speak out on certain stuff. Yeah, but then when we get players who do speak out on certain stuff and voice their stuff, we see what they do with them. So people are going to criticize you regardless, just because they don't agree with the reason that you're taking the stance for. So they'll justify and say, oh, well, we didn't like the way he did it. Well, what's the proper way? How about, a lot of the critiquers just get on board with it, and you do what you can to bring about that change that he's sacrificing for. So you are a king. You are a legend. We appreciate you. We don't ever want you to feel as if your work wasn't appreciated and that it went unnoticed, and that your sacrifice above all else went unnoticed, because what it does is it sets a precedent and it sets a standard that if more of us had, we wouldn't be in the positions that we're in, because we'd be willing to unite and sacrifice. When people are willing to sacrifice things, that's what pushes the needle. That's what pushes the needle. That's what brings about change. And until more of us have that courage to make those sacrifices, then nothing will ever improve. So, as we always say, we got to support you. We got to embrace you. We have to protect you. And shame on us that we weren't able to protect you better. So you didn't have to sacrifice your job. But as we know that you were willing to do what was necessary and what you thought was the right thing to do in order to bring about change to the best of your ability. So with that, appreciate you, brother. We salute you, and we will continue to support you. So thank you for all that you've done, and thank you for all that you and your organization will continue to do. And with that, I'll let y'all go. Ooh.